File is in the description. Now I'm about to show the gameplay. So F1, simple gameplay menu and no editor gameplay. For first time it's gonna take like 1 minute to create all the vertex buffer for biome that we see now. So we have a separate biome and separate terrains vertex buffers, and next time you start the project, so they gonna be in the local files in the user file applications data. Here we have gravity, so we go a bit back to make it idle, and it takes few frames to adapt to the new gravity. Try to run directly after going to new gravity field. For now there are some issues with adapting to this state, like directions and so on. So it is good to be idle for a second. Now we jump to the normal gravity again. Here we see some biomes. And we are about to use 6G gravity. It draws against the wall. For now it's doing nothing more than just boosting our jump. Now go into the wall, yeah. Try to catch it. And now we have like more biome. All those cross hatches are generated by shader, so they are instead of shades. But later on I am about to show how to turn them off, on, or scale. So if there be less of them or more of them. And now we're gonna go on the roof to see how is this about hanging. It was not an accident, I dropped, I just tried to jump. So we catch the roof. We are going back for a second and then forward. So this is a biome that works with colliders that are on the top. So dot product of the biome sphere against the whatever, like any collider. Obviously terrain collider, not characters and such stuff. We are going to the area that there is no biome paints. I show how to paint the biome, uh, the whole areas in the previous video. So this is just about the gameplay. Those stops are about to reload colliders. And GameMaker Studio 2 have some limitations in handling memory. Probably I can make workaround about it, but for now the game is working on around 200 megabytes, and peak of 3 gigabytes is just during creating first vertex buffers and loading starting the game, so when everything is used together in very complex functions. But later on gameplay take about 200 megabytes. Of course I'm about to stretch it far away, but for now there is nothing more. And the whole level we are seeing right now is taking about 400 kilobytes, something like that, something around. So we have some biome on the walls also, on the dot product for the walls, like here in the hole. Then we can go up and see different points. Again, here I get in the wall. It still happened when I try to run when the colliders change too fast, but it's stopping just after the wall and there is a way to jump back. Of course you can jump forward and wait for respawn like a minute. So here we have some biome that is with flowers. Behind us exists a biome with mostly grass. Here we are going to grass only, and forward we have grass and sunflowers. So there are different biomes that can be painted. And only terrain have this shading. I removed this shading from the biome. Biome have different shader because it is a big vertex buffer, and it was very crispy. Uh, I am about to show two different blur methods. I was just trying to cheat a bit using a different size texture uh, to blur the image in the far, depend on distance. But I found out that the current uh, the current blur is much better. Obviously, it is very heavy in calculations because it is round blur. But maybe I go. I'm about maybe I change it to two pass line shader. So first X lines and then I lines. But yeah, here we have blur shader. We can turn on squares and let's see far view. So now I change the distance for the blurring. Yeah, like make it a bit quieter. Oh yes, so we have pixelization because this square blurring is just image of different size. So that's the whole difference. And here we have now round shader with a very small radius around us, distance, small distance. And if we increase it, yeah, it's blurred in further view. So now we have this shading mix, and this shading mix, as we see, works on the shading lines, this crosshatch. Maybe this crosshatch is a bit crispy, I don't know, maybe. But this is just a generated function. It doesn't exist in the vertex buffer or anything like that. It is just generated to shade it consistently around the picture. So it works. And now I'm buffing the red color of the sun, so scene can be enlightened more than once. It's giving very hard colors on the grass and stuff. And here I'm reducing color. It's gonna get black. It can get negative, like if there is any purpose for this, because biome have different shading. So we're gonna see mostly biome shading lines from different shader. Also different shader that is pushing up some colors depending on the material. Because most of this is material based shading. Oh yeah, we can reduce colors and we're gonna get black. Of course, dynamic objects have its own shader, like to avoid crispy and fast changing colors and stuff, as we see on the character now. But it's just copy paste shaders. Those for biome and terrain are simplified. I just cut everything that wasn't necessary. So all the universal functions for creating materials and so on. So it gets quite reasonable FPS budget that I can abuse further. Yeah, so let's play a bit. Sun position. Okay. It's lighting. There is no shadows now. There is only dot product of the light, but there is option to add it later on. I have to think about it. Like how fast it's gonna be to render scene from some camera. in some reasonable distance from the current camera. Okay, here we have the list of